This looks like the new Hogwarts Legacy. I heard a new game's coming out. So, let's get unemployed. Come on, don't spend years loading. Please.
Hey, what's up guys, Rev here. So I want to take some time and start this video off by cordially inviting all of you to the Hogwarts Legacy Harassment Campaign Part 2 Electric Boogaloo. Now this announcement's been floating around for a couple of days now, but people are really starting to get upset about this. And just like its predecessor,
people,
the usual suspects
like we or
Twitter freaks
them.
last time are once again
Twitter freaks
about this IP and using it as an opportunity to harass people while also virtue signaling. And they've learned absolutely nothing from the failure of the previous boycott targeting the first edition of this game. We're seeing people from all corners of the internet being as insufferable as possible, including those in the VTubing scene who are using this announcement as a chance to not only virtue signal, but also to shamelessly self-promote themselves in the process. Now, for those who missed out on the previous harassment campaign,
you just got a grip a little bit, eh?
Hogwarts Legacy came out and achieved monumental levels of success. But before it released, in the months prior, people were making all kinds of warnings, saying that if you support this game, you're supporting the IP, which is owned by J.K. Rowling, who they believe is a massive transphobe and is directly harming trans people all across the world.
Wait, does she own it still? I thought she sold it.
And friendly reminders as
or is it just what they're saying?
Quickly turned into violent threats. People literally saying that you should be offed or should off yourself.
Wow.
Either playing or streaming this game. There was even a point where there was an entire website dedicated to track.
What? Did they really say that? I don't remember. I will show some violence if you play or play watch turf in American simulator extravaganza. Even pirate? You are scum and you deserve to be run over from toe to head by a steamroller going 1 foot. 1 foot a minute. End of the discussion. They could be arrested for that. They could absolutely be arrested for that. You know why I think that? Because someone did get arrested for saying shit like that. Yeah, I can show you that. I think we can show that. Let's see. Oops. There. FBI arrests 19-year-old white male for shitposting about Jews and Floyds on Instagram under the username Incel Revolution soon. They ask him about Elliot Rogers, then Nick Fuentes is mentioned, and they're asking his friends about incels. But this is a 5 minutes video. Well, okay, let's not watch that. I'm just saying, this kid, well, not kid, he's 19. He finished being a kid. He got arrested for death threats. Now, I don't think they're death threats, but it does go under incitement, so he got arrested for that. If he gets arrested for this, I'm pretty fucking damn sure these people could be arrested for the same damn thing. I'm just saying. You know, just mentioning out there. Keep in mind.
Points where there was an entire website dedicated to tracking down people streaming this game so you could efficiently perform a hate raid on them to harass them.
Ah, yes, the Hogwarts list.
All over playing or streaming a Harry Potter game. Things got so out of hand that even Pikami was harassed for considering streaming this game. A VTuber who was considered by many to be one of the most wholesome and likable out there. She was threatened, harassed, and slandered for simply
I remember that. Well, that was not great.
Streaming this IP to the point where she would eventually scrap the entire idea.
I think she handled it very well, though.
Reasonably believe that this process, this harassment she faced, sped up her retirement and her graduation from this related accounts. Accompanying all of this harassment,
I don't think it really sped up anything, though. I think it was already planned a long time ago.
We saw, and that's just a small.
It's just a crazy coincidence. That's what I believe.
Harassing tweets towards people playing and streaming this game. They try to frame this, users like this, as a manufactured campaign, that it was actually incels going out there and pretending to be trans people and harassing people for playing this game. It was all a giant psyop.
Yeah, it's psyops. Wow, it's not real.
Gaslighting, and while that
you're all delusional, boys.
The sales for this game are very legitimate. Over 40 million copies were sold worldwide in the first year of this game's release. An astonishing number for a game like this that, sure, it would have sold maybe a few million copies, but definitely not 40 million without the help of all of these screechers on social media who not only freely promoted this game with their virtue signaling, but also made people buy this game out of spite. And keep in mind, we live in an era
there's a name for that.
Where games
I think that's called Streisand effect. You heard about that?
Boycott against Assassin's Creed Shadows didn't work because they had 3 million players reported. Not 3 million units sold, 3 million players. But they don't recognize the failure of the Hogwarts Legacy boycott, which ended up with 40 million units sold. But anyways, very predictably, they are now.
I don't think the Assassin's Creed thing was a boycott. It's just people don't want to deal with it. I wouldn't call that a boycott.
With the first iteration, this was a logical conclusion. I mean, it's just a cash grab. I mean, why wouldn't they do this? They sold 40 million units. If they even sell a fraction of that, they're going to make
all sales are cash grabs.
Their investment.
Just got to accept that.
Well, did anybody learn anything from the previous failed boycott? Did they learn anything at all? Of course not. Beginning strong with people making threats over this game instantly, saying they're going to plant a BOMB in every copy of the game. In fact, I recognize this user not only because
that's arrestable. You can be arrested.
Username, but I literally
be careful there, boy.
Them yesterday because they were begging people to not be evil over the use of AI on Twitter. They have learned nothing. These people have learned absolutely nothing. Not only can they not quell their violent urges on social media, the virtue signaling is so pathetically hypocritical and obnoxious. It almost seems like a psyop. You know, we were speaking of a psyop.
Ooh, a psyop.
Campaign. Some people actually think some of this is a psyop to make people buy the game because the performative outrage over it is so ridiculous and laughable. It's making people want to buy the game. Here's an example.
Yeah, maybe that's true.
This user quotes the announcement saying, "Hi, just to let everyone know that if you buy this game, I'll never associate with you again. And that even if you pirate it, I'll still think a lot less of you." Wow. Not only is this terminally online, this is a first.
Oh, you're gonna break friendship over a game.
You're willing to sacrifice
this is Mario Party
over a video game. And even if someone pirates it and doesn't even support anyone financially, you're still gonna think a lot less of them. That is the most pathetic thing I've ever heard. But then that point is brought up in the replies. This user says, even if you pirate it, in quotes, why? Just performative at that point. It's doing no harm. And the original poster says this. Get this. Because it's still giving it attention, which you shouldn't be doing.
Are you fucking stupid? You're giving attention right now.
From the person who just shared a message whining about this game in front of 700,000 people.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Doing exactly what
you fucking retarded?
Shaming others for
Holy
doing.
Fuck.
And just like every other brave warrior,
why are they like this?
Virtue signal the second they receive any heat and valid criticism for their
oh, protected. No shit.
they would lock their account.
Oh, look at that. It's a flag account. Imagine. And British. Holy shit.
Femboy, she, her, it's. Here's
we're collecting disease today.
From an account with a hammer and sickle in their
Pick a struggle.
I'm sorry to notice a theme, ladies and gentlemen. They say there's no way to ethically put money in J.K. Rowling's pockets, saying there's no ethical.
Yeah, no, she doesn't own the IP anymore, does she?
And just like many other people talking about that subject,
I don't get it. Did I miss something?
Blue, meaning they pay about $10 a month to have this check mark next to their name.
Oh, it's a check mark.
Like all of these people who like to talk about ethical consumption.
So I understand this. You don't want to give money to a turf. That's what they call her. But you want to give it to Elon, who I think they also don't like. That doesn't make sense. These people are fucking stupid.
And how it's impossible when it comes to supporting problematic people. Well, they call Elon Hitler. And yet they give him...
Ah, yes, they want to give money to Hitler. Good job.
Also, just 2 years ago, said having a blue check mark next to your name means your opinion should be immediately discarded. In 2 years, they completely switched up. Now, they have basically this version of a dunce cap, an internet version of a dunce cap next to their name.
So you're calling yourself a retard. Good job.
And they're giving a monthly subscription to a person they believe is Hitler. But they're going to preach to you about no ethical consumption of Hogwarts Legacy. How ironic. Then we have this post that went viral saying nobody cares. With this saying, burn Hogwarts, support trans people. This would get 54,000 likes. And the quotes were not buying it, saying, no one likes you. Basically, me and my bubble hate it, therefore nobody cares. And the work is a flop. LMAO. Why is this crowd so spoiled? Then this person says, notice how the first instinct is to burn down a school. Yeah, that seems like a very weird response to this IP, but...
you're not giving yourself a good name.
Another viral post saying, still just this. Trans lives are more important than Harry Potter. And in the replies, a trans-identifying person says, yeah, so I'm going to buy this game's deluxe edition because it doesn't actually affect my life. F off. And the original poster says, effing wild, you have the trans flag in your bio. It does affect your life. If
it's one of the good ones.
She actively puts her money into trying to remove us.
Flag war.
Life. Citation needed. But also you can see they're basically invalidating the opinion of another trans-identifying person because, well, they disagree with them. And that's exactly what we saw in the first Hogwarts Legacy harassment campaign. Here's some examples of trans
You're
people
thinking wrong.
saying, hey, don't harass people over this game, or this game doesn't harm people in any sort of a way. And they were immediately attacked by the so-called progressive people, being told they're pick-me's and traitors, and even some of them were basically invalidating their identity, which is very ironic given the circumstances. But let's get into the VTubing scene. The VTubing scene is one of the most insufferable areas on the internet. The virtue signaling and the wokeness is off the charts, and you knew they were going to be there for this entire situation.
Yeah, I'm all here for it. Come on.
This VTuber says, once again, a reminder. Trans people are more important than your nostalgia. Now, besides getting absolutely ripped apart in the comments section, this post would go viral.
Trans people are more important than your nostalgia. I mean, in a sense, that is true, but nobody's killing the trans people here. And also, when I see shit like this, I'm starting to disagree. They're just making things worse. I'll be fucking honest. They're making me think I don't agree with this shit anymore.
Important than your nostalgia. Now, besides getting absolutely ripped apart in the comments section, this post would go viral which is interesting, again, because nobody really agrees with it. People are dunking on them. There's no positive reception, and yet they're getting so much support in terms of likes. And almost all of the quotes are dunking on them, but there's one point in particular that I find pretty interesting. This user says, "Where are the detransitioners are more important than your agenda posts? When you watch them suffer through health issues, you care more about taking down a video game than the lives you damaged. Hypocrites." And that's a bit of a side subject here. If you want to see animosity, look at the way social media treats detransitioners, people who started a transition for whatever reason, and given particular reasons, whether it's health, mental, whatever.
Yeah, those people are kind of say, hey, in a living hell right now.
And they start to go back.
Because the trans people don't want the trans people don't want the detransitioners. And the detransitioners are kind of having a rough life right now with their own body. They are not having a good time.
It goes against the entire rhetoric they're trying to
I feel so sorry for them.
But at the end of the day, you have to ask yourself, who cares what this person has to say? A 1,500 follower VTuber thinking they're going to police an entire medium. And of course, in true fashion, there's the self-promotion. There's always the self-promotion. They get 30,000 likes. Virtue signaling.
I mean, I guess. Get that bag, I suppose.
Use it as an opportunity to promote themselves in the replies and get 13 likes.
I mean, I guess I don't really give a shit about it.
It's hilarious. And people claim
yeah, it's hilarious.
This looks so artificial. 30,000 people really like this when all of the replies and quotes are dunking on them. Yeah, it's kind of like
really?
It's hard to deny any claims of botting.
There's a bot?
When the direct reply from the original poster gets 13 likes as opposed to 30,000. And that's 13 likes on 85,000 views, by the way. It has more comments than likes. And they're promoting their Twitch stream, which, by the way, they were live when I was setting all of this up, and they had 12 viewers. So despite all of this attention, all of this focus, it translates to 12 viewers. And I'm not here to, like, view shame people. Like, if you're a smaller streamer, whatever, but, like,
12 is good if this is consistent, right?
On their virtue signaling.
I only have
through their
one
Twitch
view,
streams,
so I can't really say anything. But
and this is what they're getting out of it. 12 people.
I think
all
12 is
for 12
good.
people. This just reinforces that all this virtue signaling does not transfer over.
I mean, it's not amazing. It's not
content,
famous, but
what you're supposed
it's
to care about
good
when you're a VTuber. But there's more virtue signaling here. Another VTuber saying, "Reminder that if I see any mutuals streaming or promoting this in any way, it's on site," which is a bit cryptic in terms of its phrasing. But let's get the less aggressive version of this. I guess they're saying they'll cut you off from their life if they see you streaming or promoting this. Honestly,
incredible fragile, aren't you?
Like, if you're going to do this, just do it. You don't need to announce this to the world. Like, this could have been like a DM or something to the people who end up doing this and upsetting you so much.
Yeah, you know what? This game can act as a filter.
It's just like, bruh.
If you want to figure out who your real friends are, play the game.
Which, by the way, in case you don't know the phrase, that means someone who
Rev is also retweet. I've only talked about
doesn't make actual content. As if I'm not uploading daily on YouTube and streaming.
He streams.
Times a week,
he streams, right?
The
I think he streams.
Is so real, ladies and gentlemen. Here's another one saying trans people's lives matter more than this stuff. And all I gotta say to this appeal to empathy is
they are the ones who are making this a competition, by the way.
People's empathy, and I go to your account, and
it shouldn't even be a sentence.
Check it unless they try to get rid of it. The very tweet before this was this, mocking the assassination of Charlie Kirk.
Content is all it takes.
Literally, the next tweet they made after this, making light of this assassination.
It's a bit out of taste, but that is a little bit funny.
These people are so
I'm not gonna lie, that's funny.
Insane. But at the end of the day, this second attempt at
look, man, I laugh at 9/11 jokes today.
A harassment campaign. It serves really
you boycott AC Shadows.
It's free content for people like me, And as pointed out here, when the real gamers, the normal people, boycott games like Assassin's Creed Shadows, Star Wars Outlaws, Suicide Squad, Kill the Justice League, Concord, etc., those games actually flop. The boycott
they actually
of
died.
Twitter freaks like
what the fuck are you talking about?
It ends up sending the game into the highest selling game of the year, into a position like that. And I guarantee it's going to happen again with Hogwarts Legacy 2. This is going to jumpstart this game. It is going to put so much life into this game that would not have existed otherwise if it wasn't for the constant promotion these people are giving the game by virtue signaling about it. And again, probably millions of copies will be sold out of spite. People will buy it out of spite just to get one over on people they don't like on social media who are being annoying about this game. But that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed,
yeah, you know what they could have done to save Concord? They could have bought the game out of spite.
I hope you guys enjoyed the video.
They didn't even want to do that. They deserved all the shit they got, motherfuckers. Well, I'm glad we got a sequel. Not the game, but the event right now. I want to see what's going to happen when the game actually comes out.